Hi everyone, I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, we got a current view of Yellowstone. Up over here is Solitary Geyser. Let me pull this over. I believe it was last week they had an article about some hot springs, baths that used to be here at Yellowstone in this area right down through here that was fed, the heated water was fed by Solitary Geyser. But what I stumbled upon recently was rather surprising. On the outskirts, just outside of the park boundary of Yellowstone, there is a mine that recently put in an emergency bunker, I guess you could call it. The whole thing is really odd. Here's an image of that mine. It's called Siboney Stillwater Mine. It is the only area in the United States where platinum is mined. They have a vein of platinum and different types of platinum material running through this area, about 25 miles long and about 9 feet thick. This mine was recently purchased in 2017 by a conglomerate from South Africa. Platinum is in fact, I guess, the rarest element of Earth, more valuable than gold, and is the only area in the United States that has enough of it to be mined. The only area. So I was really surprised that the sale of this mine went through, but more shockingly, they put in a bunker, complete with food supplies, air purification, you name it. And it's camouflaged in green. They put green siding to blend in with the trees. Let me pull this out and I'll show you. Here we got Lewis Gulch. And I'll show you the lines of uplift for Yellowstone. We got Crow Mountain. And I'll pull it out more. See, this is red line. This is the area of uplift. Okay, we got the Madison River straight across towards the west. Yeah, there's this mine here. Now, there's only been one article posted in multiple papers there in Montana, and it says here the JM Reef, the only known geological formation in the United States containing platinum group metals. These two ponds are called Frog Ponds Audit. This emergency shelter has nothing to do with a mine collapse. It's not underground, it's above ground. And here it says we tied into the old Frog Pond Audit for ventilation support at the East Boulder earlier this year and have been constructing an emergency shelter / building for secondary evacuation, for the evacuation of personnel. Now, they will tell you, and it says in this article, the emergency shelter is designed to evacuate and shelter underground mine personnel. They have about 1,200 people that work at this mine. The escape route would take miners from the Frog Pond Audit to a 100-foot long sidewalk, 5 feet wide by 7 feet tall. So it's got walls on each side of this walkway, running from the mine portal to the building, protecting the route from heavy winter snowfall. Well, if it's underground, you wouldn't need to worry about snowfall, so it's above ground. The shelter is built on site in a 20 by 50 foot insulated steel building erected on a concrete foundation. Forest green siding helps the building blend into the forest. The only place I figured it could be would be somewhere in this area. At one time they had a helicopter landing pad here. And yeah, so it's got to be a new building that's been built this year, somewhere, I believe, in this area. It has power that does not come from outside source above ground. It has a separate power source for the building that comes from underground. Now, if I look over here, this is where the material comes up and then goes into the different trucks and things like that. See that? So more than likely, building here would be the elevator that takes the miners underground. So this walkway that would protect the people from the snow in the event of an evacuation, camouflaged in green, would be somewhere in this location. Now, common sense would tell you that if you have an emergency building, you would not camouflage it in green to blend in with the trees. You would want it bright enough for emergency personnel to find it. In case it takes a while for rescuers to reach the shelter, the building is supplied with electricity from the underground workings and also contains basic emergency supplies, such as freeze-dried meals, blankets, and first aid supplies. The Forest Service picket pin road travels to the site, but it is a long, slow, bumpy ride, only accessible after snow melts in July, so a helicopter can also access the shelter if needed to evacuate miners. The above-ground shelter is an alternative to a sealed underground mine rescue chamber. Those box-like structures provide refuge for miners trapped underground until rescuers can reach them. Such chambers are also stocked with supplies like food, water, first aid supplies, and air purified to protect against airborne toxins like gas or smoke. Some of the larger permanent shelters can hold more than 100 workers and double as a lunchroom, rest area, or break room. So does this above-ground shelter that's camouflaged in green to blend in with the forest, does it also have its own air purified system? So here's the road called Picket Pin Road, also called Picket Pin Creek. Let me pull this out for you. Okay, there's the mine up over there. And yeah. But that's not the road that leads to this mine. I'll show you right here. This is the road. So I don't know why they mentioned that road. And it goes up and around. I did not see any gates. Now you would think there would be some gates closing off the road from access to other areas. I didn't see any. This mine is nestled between the mountains. It's an area of basalt from past eruptions. I found documentation about the mineral content, etc. My daughter thought, well, maybe there's some kind of military experiments going on. I don't know. Then I thought, well, maybe they're building a bunker for evacuation in case of war. Seeing how it's the only place in the United States they can produce or extract platinum. Makes sense they would keep it open as long as they could. And then I'll give you a link to another article about the mine, showing an image of the mine just to show that I have the right location where this is at. So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please stay safe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.